Hi everyone, I'm Shahnaz from CrochetDreams.com and today I'm going to share this very quick chunky beanie. It would take you just about 1.5 hours to make one. To make this hat, I used 2 hooks, a size K 6.5mm hook to make the ribbing or the headband, and a size 8mm hook to make the rest of the hat. The yarn I used is called Loops and Threads Cozy Wool and the color is Golden Rod. It's a size 6 super bulky yarn. So gather your supplies and let's get started. We will first make the hat band. So chain 7 with your smaller hook, the 6.5mm one, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 slip stitch in the second chain from your hook. The loop on your hook does not count as a stitch, so this is the first one and this is the second. So insert your hook into that and pull the loop through your chain as well as the loop on your hook to complete a slip stitch. Now work a slip stitch into each of the remaining 5 stitches. Insert your hook, pull up a loop through the chain as well as the loop on your hook. Keep working a slip stitch to the end of the row. This is the 4th one, this is the 5th, and this is the 6th slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn and work a slip stitch in the back loop only of the first stitch. This is your first stitch, the stitch from which you have the chain 1 coming out. It has 2 loops if you look at it, and you insert under both the loops like that, but here you will only insert under the back loop. So this is the back loop, insert your hook under that and then work a slip stitch. I would highly recommend that you keep counting your slip stitches or you might lose the last stitch. So I'm going to make my first one into the back loops only. So that's the first one. 1. I should have 6 slip stitches in total. Work into the back loop of the next one. 2, 3, that's a 3rd slip stitch. 4, 5, and my last one, the 6th one, into the back loop of the last slip stitch. So that completes the row. And now chain 1 again, turn and repeat the same steps. That is a slip stitch into the back loop of each of the 6 stitches. So I made my chain 1, slip stitch into the back loop of the first slip stitch, 1 into the back loop of the next one, so that is 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the back loop of the last stitch, which makes it 6. I'll do one more time. Chain 1, turn, slip stitch into the back loop of the very first stitch, 1 into the back loop of the next one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So keep repeating that slip stitch row until you have a ribbing that will be 18 inches long without stretching. So go ahead and work your slip stitch rows and come back and meet me when it is 18 inches long. My headband ribbing is now 18 inches. So now let's go ahead and join both ends together. So bring the two shorter ends together like that and work through the back loop of your last slip stitch row and the free loop of the foundation chain on the other side, and insert into the back loop of this row, the last one, and when you insert your hook into the other side, go a little deeper, closer to the ribbing on top and not at the very edge. That would give a better secure seam. So let's do first insert chain 1, insert your hook through the back loop only of your current row, and then insert into the other end, go a little deep like that, and then complete a slip stitch. Go through the back loop of the next stitch, insert into the other side, going a little deeper and not just right at the edge, and complete a slip stitch. And go ahead and work your way to the end of the headband. So now I have joined the two ends together, and now is the time to switch your hook. So take your bigger hook and get ready for the next round. Now you will work a round of single crochet all around the ribbing with your bigger hook, and you have to distribute 36 single crochet around this ribbing. To distribute that evenly, what you can do is take stitch markers and divide your hat into 4 equal parts. The seam will mark 1, so you can put another one here that will show, this will show 1/4 from the seam to the first marker here. Place another marker in this corner. You can even eyeball it, but I'm just showing you so you know what I'm doing. Turn your hat and place one right behind the seam, so you have 4 equal parts. So you have one from here to here, that's the first quarter. From here to here, that's the second. When you turn, you have one from here to the seam, and again from the seam to the next fold, you have another marker. So between each of these parts, you will be working 9 single crochet stitches because you want a total of 36 single crochet stitches. And when you work your single crochet stitches, you will work not into these ribbing because it's going to be really hard to stick your hook into them. So you will insert your hook in between the ribbing like that. And you just need 9 stitches, but you might find that your ribbing is bigger than 9 stitches, or you still have a little bit of ribbing left after you complete your 9 stitches. So what I do is I would add a few decreases or a single crochet 2 together. So you have 9 stitches, but you are also able to cover the entire ribbing. So before I start my row of single crochet, my round of single crochet, I will first make an estimate. I will count the valleys between these ridges. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is the 10th one. So I might have to add 1 decrease. I might have to add 1 decrease to reach here. So let's begin. Chain 1, 1 single crochet in the next gap between the ridges. That's 1, 2. I don't go through the very edge, I go a little deep. So that's 3, and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And now I will add a single crochet decrease between this valley here and this valley here. To work a single crochet decrease, insert your hook and pull up a loop. Now you have 2 on your hook. Insert your hook into the next valley, pull up a loop, and now you have 3 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all the 3. So that makes my 9th stitch, which is a single crochet 2 together or single crochet decrease. Now between this marker and the next one, I'll have to work another 9. And let's see how many valleys we have there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, we have 9, and we might have to work a decrease to reach the marker. So let's take out this one. We don't need it anymore. So yeah, 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a decrease to reach the next marker. So that completes my second batch of 9 stitches. And now I'll work another 9 between the next 2 markers, just like I did the previous 2 times. Take out this marker and work 9 stitches. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the same. I think we did a pretty good job of placing the markers. So that's 2, that's 3, 4. You might have maybe a couple more or something like that if your gauge was a little different than mine. So feel free to add as many decreases as you need to complete the full distance. And the last one has to be a decrease. If we want like 9 stitches, so yeah, completed 9. And now we are on to our very last section, which also needs 9 stitches. So let's see if we have enough space for 9. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and yeah, we can work our 9th here right before the seam. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This row looks a little hard because it's tight, but once you get through this one, it's going to be very easy. And now you're on your last stitch. Let's count and make sure we have 36. If you don't have 36 and you are like 1 stitch off or something, you can just add an increase here, like add 1 extra stitch here, and it wouldn't matter. So let's count and make sure we have 36. This is a chain 1, and I won't be counting that. So let's start counting from the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Perfect. Slip stitch to the first single crochet and not the chain 1. Chain 1 is the stitch that looks vertical or slanting. So this is your chain 1 and this is your first single crochet. So slip stitch into that to complete the round. Now the hard part is all done. So let's proceed to make the rest of the hat. Let's begin the second round, chain 3. This chain 3 counts as a single crochet and chain 2. 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Place a marker in this chain loop that you just made. I like to use a safety pin. You can also use a locking stitch marker. I find that this is more flexible and easy for me. So you can use whichever marker you want, but I'm using a safety pin here to mark the first loop of the round. Now skip the next stitch and work a single crochet, chain 2, a single crochet into the next stitch. Work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet into the next. Skip the next stitch, work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet into the next. Skip the next stitch, work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet into the next. Skip the next stitch, work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet into the next. So keep working like that. Skip one stitch and work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet into the next. Keep repeating that until you reach the end of the round, and I'll see you there. I'm near the end of my round, so I skip the next stitch and work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet into the next. And I have just one stitch left before the marked loop. Every time you reach back near the marked loop, you know that you have completed that round. So now don't slip stitch or turn, just take out this marker and work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet into this first loop where you have the marker. So go ahead and work a single crochet, directly work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet into the first chain 2 loop. And now you will place the marker in the chain 2 loop you just made. This will indicate the first loop of your second round. And when you work your second round and get back near this loop, it means that you have completed the second round. So every time you reach back near the marker, you have completed one round. And that's how you keep count of your rows. And to find out where to work your repeats, you just have to look at the peaks here. You work your repeats under these peaks, and this is the next one, and under this one, like that. So you will be working your repeats under each of these peaks here. That is your chain 2. So now go ahead and work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet under the next chain 2 loop. So you just have to look at the peak, the next peak, and stick your hook under that. That will be your chain 2 space. So work a single crochet, chain 2, a single crochet in the next chain 2 loop. Again, work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet in the next chain 2 loop. Continue working into each of the chain 2 loops like that. That is one single crochet, chain 2, and one single crochet. I'm just looking at the peaks. So this is a peak. I insert under that and work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet, and keep repeating that until I hit the marker. Single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Not having to count the stitches and working into chain 2 spaces is what makes this hat a very quick pattern that you can finish in 1.5 hours. Once you're done with the ribbing and the first round, this works up very quickly. Keep working your single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet in to each of the chain spaces. I'm almost at the end of my round 2. I can see the marker or the safety pin here. Just a couple more to go. And this is my last peak before the marked one. So once I work into this, I've completed round 2. So single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet into the last chain 2 space, and I have completed round 2. So do not slip stitch and do not turn. Now let's begin row 3. Work a single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet into the marked chain 2 space. So take out your marker and work a single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet into the marked chain 2 space, and place a marker in the chain 2 loop you just made. This will mark the first chain 2 space of your round 3. And now continue working a single crochet, chain 2, a single crochet into each of the chain 2 spaces. Every round from now on will be a repeat of round 2. So keep repeating row 2 until your hat is 7 inches tall from the base of your ribbing. Every time you work into the marked chain 2 space, make sure you move the marker up into the new chain 2 loop that you worked into it. That will help you keep track of your rounds. So meet me back when you have 7 inches done. Now my hat is almost 7 inches tall from the base of the ribbing. I'm measuring to the valley here and not the peak. So from there to the ribbing is 7 inches. So now I'm going to add my decreases. I have my marker in place. I've moved it up every round. So this is my first chain 2 space. I'll work a single crochet into the marked chain 2 space and move the marker into the single crochet that I make into that chain 2 space. So I'm going to take the marker out, work a single crochet directly into that marked chain 2 space, and now I'll place the marker back in the single crochet I just made, and that will indicate my first single crochet of the round. And work a single crochet into the next chain 2 space and each chain 2 space across. Just look for the peaks and work under them. So go ahead and work one single crochet in each of the chain 2 space to the end of the round. Work them tight and not very loose, because you want to bring or cinch your hat at the top. We're trying to reduce it. So make sure you work your single crochets tight and not very loose. You have to keep doing that until you hit the marker again, which will show that you have completed the round of single crochet. I'll have to join some yarn here. To join yarn while working a single crochet, all you have to do is start working your single crochet, and when you have 2 loops left on your hook, pull through the new skein of yarn. So that completes my joining, and then work a single crochet in the next chain 2 space and in the next chain 2 space and keep working into each of the chain 2 spaces until you hit the marker. So let's keep the tails away so you can see everything clearly. And there's one more chain 2 space before the marked single crochet, so I'll work into that, and that completes my first round of decrease. So now the next stitch is the marked single crochet, the next stitch after this last chain loop. So I will work a single crochet into each of the stitches across, and after working into my first marked single crochet, I will move the marker up. So take that marker off, and let's start our second round. Insert your hook into that marked stitch, pull up a loop and complete a single crochet. Place the marker back into that single crochet you just made, and this round you just work one single crochet in each stitch around. You do that until you hit the mark stitch. Just one more single crochet before the marked one, so I work a single crochet into that, and that completes my second round. And in the next round I will work a single crochet into the marked stitch, and then I'll work a single crochet 2 together, or a decrease across the next 2 stitches. Then I will work a single crochet and then a decrease, a single crochet and then a decrease, and continue like that to the end of the round. So I'm going to take this marker out, work a single crochet into that marked stitch, place the marker back, and now work a decrease across the next 2 stitches, a single crochet in the next, a single crochet 2 together in the next, a single crochet in the next, single crochet 2 together in the next, a single crochet in the next, single crochet 2 together in the next. Keep working like that until you reach near the marker, and then we'll fasten off with a very long tail so we can cinch the top and close it shut. And a decrease and a single crochet. There's one stitch left right before the marked stitch, so I'm just going to work a single crochet into that and fasten off. Leave a long tail, then cut your yarn. Take off the marker, turn your hat inside out, using the long tail, thread it through a yarn needle. So thread the long tail through a yarn needle. You have a small hole at the top of your hat now, around 2 inches. Now go in and out of the hat using your needle. and pull shut. Make a knot and weave in the rest of the tail securely so it doesn't come off. I like to go around a little bit and then turn and work back. And then I'll just take the scissors and trim the tail like that. If you have any tails from joining a new skein somewhere, just go ahead and weave those in. And now turn your hat inside out again. So you have your right side facing out. Make sure the seam is at the back, center back, and then now let's attach the pom-pom. Now the pom-pom is attached to your hat, and if you have a handmade label like me, you can go ahead and attach it to the rim with a sewing needle and thread like that. Just sew it down through the holes there, and your hat is ready.